So this is the 10th film in the Andy Sidaris Triple B series, and they just keep getting worse. This is The Dallas Connection. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
We start in Paris, so we know this is Paris because of all the stock footage of famous Parisian landmarks. Saying that, I seriously doubt this house is in France. Anyway, inside, this is going on.
I love your body.
Okay.
This is international assassin Black Widow, and she's killing this French scientist, and this guy's making sure he's got it all on camera. This is Platypus, and he's taking Black Widow to Dallas. Now we're in South Africa. Well, we're supposed to be in South Africa, hence the stock footage of African wildlife. This is South African scientist Vandermeer.
When I get back, we should spend a week in Johannesburg in one of those romantic hotels.
What the hell is that accent? Anyway, he's the next victim. I wonder how they're going to get him. Oh, look, it's a remote-controlled car.
Of course.
Yeah, that's right. Keep your eyes on the car. Yeah. This has been videoed too by this guy Hans.
This is Cobra. Business concluded.
What's her name, sorry?
This is Cobra.
Now we're in Hong Kong at the Hong Kong Country Club, where apparently it's fine to play a round of golf dressed like this. This is Dr. Sun Ji Wong.
Oh, the famous scientist from Beijing.
Anyway, they start playing golf and the game goes on and on and on. That is until she switches his ball with one of her special ones and this happens.
Dr. Wong, I believe you're right over here.
So he's dead, and Scorpion, that's her name, goes back to Dallas. In Washington, D.C., we meet these two. This is director Nicholas Lang and Agent Tom. They're off to Dallas too, and they're going to need Agent Samantha Max to go with them. So after watching her get changed, we see them on a plane together, where Nick explains to Samantha what's going on. This explanation is painfully long, so I shall summarize.
Thank you.
They need to launch this satellite into orbit from their main computer center called IWAR. IWAR is an anagram of something, but whatever, I don't care. In order to launch this satellite, they need 4 computer chips. Each of these chips was sent to IWAR by a top scientist. One from the guy Black Widow killed in France, one from the Chinese guy on the golf course, and one from the South African guy who got blown up in his truck. Nick already has the chips, but he needs one of the scientists to supervise, and there's only one left alive.
A man named Antonio Morales. He should arrive in Dallas shortly after we do.
So they need to escort Morales to the IWAR office. Nick tells Samantha to contact local agents Chris Cannon and Mark Austin. And here's Chris. He's testing race cars because he's that cool. But Mark is even better than Chris, so he's on a jet ski.
Wow!
Meanwhile, the assassins are gathering at Cowboys nightclub, where Scorpion and Cobra are practicing their dancing. After we see them showering for a few minutes, Black Widow sends Cobra and Platypus on an assignment. It's to try to gun down Morales at the airport where the agents are picking him up. But they fail, and now all the agents are at the IWAR computer center with Morales and his bodyguard, who looks like the singer from Air Supply. I'm all out of love. What am I without you? Sometimes I question myself adding these cultural references that may have worked 30 years ago, but the youth of today doesn't really know. What am I thinking of? Anyway, they all go into this boardroom where Nick has some more explaining to do. He tells Morales that the other scientists are dead and that he needs him to stay alive to supervise the satellite launch. Nick then sends Morales outside so he can speak to his agents in private, but Air Supply is putting a bug under the table.
What I'm going to do is unusual as hell.
It's not unusual, it just makes absolutely no sense. Instead of locking these chips away in a safe, Nick has decided he's going to give each of the chips to one of the 4 agents to look after. This makes no sense whatsoever, but it needs to happen because plot. So while Tom goes to watch Morales, Samantha goes back to Mark's house, or is it Chris's house? It doesn't matter, I don't care. Mark tries to get it on with Samantha, but she's like, no, you need to seduce me with poetry and romance. So he comes out with this.
I'd like to suck the polish
off your toes.
And then they bang. Cut to Morales and Air Supply, who decide to go to Cowboy's nightclub, where everyone's line dancing, while Black Widow, Cobra, and Scorpion dance on the stage. Tom has to follow them so he can keep an eye on Morales. Oh, then Cobra and Scorpion start stripping. Tom's tired now, so it's time for Samantha to watch Morales. He takes her to the races, where it's pretty obvious they're pretending to watch racing. Aside from this stock footage, nothing's actually happening. Then they go and decide what to eat by looking at blank menus. While this is going on, Chris is racing his little car again and he gets a visit.
What's your name?
Cobra.
Cobra.
She's made sure her car won't start, so Chris has to invite her back to his house. Meanwhile, Scorpion is filling Mark's jet ski with Coca-Cola, so she has to tow him to shore.
What's your name?
Scorpion.
Really?
No.
Obviously, it's not her real name. Anyway.
Maybe we should be drinking Stingers.
Back at Chris's house, he and Cobra drink champagne in the hot tub and then they bang. But oh look, Cobra has drugged Chris so he passes out, allowing her to steal the chip from his necklace and replace it with a fake. Back by the lake.
You're a beautiful man, Mark Austin.
Are you talking to me?
And then they bang. Then this happens. So Scorpion steals Mark's chip and replaces it with a fake. While Chris and Mark are incapacitated, Black Widow, Platypus, and their Asian assistant Fu manage to break into the IWAR offices and take out the lone security guard. Then Platypus shoots this guy Charlie so Black Widow can get to Nick.
Charlie?
For some reason, Black Widow ties him to a chair and gives him a lap dance before shooting him in the head. Platypus collects the bug that Air Supply put under the table in the boardroom while Fu sneaks into the gym where Tom is working out. Then there's this fight.
Who sent you?
So Tom's dead. After they've killed everyone at IWAR, they manage to kidnap Samantha Max. When Chris and Mark wake up and exchange stories about the women they were with, they check to see if they still have their chips. They're both still there, so they can't work out what Cobra and Scorpion wanted.
My mind is a blank.
They end up going back to the airport. Why? No idea. Anyway, here they find out that the assassination attempt on Morales was staged.
There are no signs of bullet hits in this area.
These are blank casings.
When Chris calls into the office to report this, he finds out that while they were out cold, somebody killed Nicholas and Tom.
Damn.
When they go to the IWAR office to interfere with the investigation, the police have found some matches from Cowboy's nightclub in Tom's pockets. So Chris and Mark are off there to see if they can find something out. When they get there, they speak to the choreographer.
Just tell us about the people that run this place.
The owner goes by the name of Black Widow. Tough and distant.
Yeah, so distant she was dancing on the stage there the other night. Anyway, she tells them where Black Widow is and that she's got their friend Samantha. So off they go to Black Widow's hideout where Cobra is playing with a, that's right, remote-controlled vehicle. This time it's a boat. When Black Widow and her team take Samantha inside, she sees that Morales is behind this whole thing.
Oh my goodness.
And now he has all 4 of the chips. But there's a problem. While 3 of the chips are working, there's an issue with the one he got from Cobra.
We've suspected you for a long time. Please observe.
Then he shows the video footage of all the assassinations before getting to the recording of Cobra killing the scientists in South Africa. And the footage clearly shows Vandermeer crawling out of the car prior to the explosion. Morales has apparently known this for ages, so he cloned his chip or whatever. I don't care. All you need to know is that he's got all 4 chips. Cobra grabs a gun and shoots Morales, but oh no, it's loaded with blanks. She's like, this is the same gun that Platypus used at the airport.
That's right, sweetheart.
Speaking of Platypus, he's seen Chris and Mark approaching the hideout from the lake.
Let's rock and roll, man!
But Chris kills him easily, so it's time to make their escape. But what do they do with Samantha and Cobra?
Rape these bitches and kill them.
Excuse me?
I know I would.
Would you? Even though the lake is 50 feet from the house, there's somehow a gunfight that goes on for ages in the forest. Mark shoots Scorpion, then apologizes and helps her.
Well, that makes sense.
While he's doing this, Air Supply fires at him while dragging Samantha into the bushes.
Put it down or break her neck!
Then there's this fight. was Scorpion who shot Air Supply. So now I suppose she just changed sides because Mark tied his headband around her arm that he shot.
Oh, I see.
Meanwhile, Chris is dealing with Fu.
You should have read your fortune cookie.
Excuse me?
That seems totally unnecessary and inappropriate, but never mind. So all the baddies are dead now apart from Morales and Black Widow, who've made it to their boat. They're about to escape, but Samantha manages to shoot Morales before this happens.
Is this luck or what? All I can say is, Chips Ahoy.
Yeah. So now all the baddies are dead and the agents have the chips back. It turns out Cobra was an undercover agent all along with the European division. And here's how she staged Vandermeer's death.
Vandermeer, this is Cobra. Let me know when you're approaching the gate.
I hear you loud and clear, Cobra.
Once he got to the gate, I gave him time to make the switch with the dummy.
Cobra didn't realize that the assassinations were going to be videotaped, so what was the point in the dummy? It wasn't exactly going to pass for human remains, was it?
I don't think so.
Anyway, because Vandermeer is alive, he can now supervise the launch of the satellite. But what about Scorpion?
When I get this all straightened out, I'm coming back for you because I like your style.
Check this style, bitch.
And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.